Hello and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. You can't save the world if you blow up your own world. And I think that's the conundrum that Meghan Markle is facing right now. So there was a very funny article that came out about apparently, so with Tom Homan being the border czar, cracking down across the country and sending MS-13 and Trinidad gang members out of the country, back to El Salvador, back to Venezuela, back to wherever they came from. They can't be here anymore. You can't commit crimes and terrorize neighborhoods and still exist freely. It's not how things are supposed to work. We found that out the hard way. So now there has been a big counter reaction to that, which is this very active immigration push. Whatever President Trump talked about on the campaign trail, he is bringing to life in ways that people didn't imagine. He's reimagining the presidency. So in that, there were people salivating for Prince Harry to be deported. So Miranda Devine wrote about this, and it was very entertaining because Heritage Foundation put in requests for Prince Harry's immigration application because he essentially lied on it. So what happens is you can't say one thing in one place and say the opposite in another, especially when the other is essentially a sworn declaration allowing you to access a visa to stay in this country. So Prince Harry, when he applied for a visa to live here with his insufferable wife, the Duchess of Santa Barbara, Meghan Markle, he said that he had never done illegal drugs. I don't have a problem with someone doing illegal drugs. Hey, if you are a consenting adult and you want to put something stupid in your body, have at it. As long as you don't hit me with your car when you're impaired or take my stuff or harass me on the subway, I really could give a rip what you do with your own body. Having said that, he lied. Heritage Foundation found out about it, and so they have been appealing to the new Trump administration to deport Prince Harry, which I think is the funniest thing in the world because, even Venezuela doesn't want him at this point. Venezuela they are engaging in all these repatriation flights where they are taking back horrific, violent, felonious gang members and yeah, come on back. Oh, we missed you guys. It was so peaceful and crime-free here for once. And even with Prince Harry, they're like, oh, yeah, no, does Meghan come? Oh, no, absolutely not. So President Trump said he wasn't going to deport Prince Harry because he has enough trouble with his wife. So the couple things that are funny here. So obviously the Duchess of Montecito has in the past gone after President Trump, saying that he's racist and misogynist and all of those things. And, she was pro-Kamala, which is great. It's all fine and very, very predictable for a West Coast elitist liberal. No one cares about them. They're all completely irrelevant anyways. But what she is trying to do, after blowing up her own world, she's trying desperately to save it. But it's very interesting because there is not a market for what she does or for what Prince Harry does. But now it's gotten to a point where people are so resentful of her, they actually kind of feel bad for him. And that's the sentiment that the president was expressing. Now, I don't think ICE is going to bang on their compound gates and, frog march Harry into an ICE Suburban and then put him on a flight to God knows where. It might be entertaining, but, it's like he's a dad. He's got 2 kids. But the only reason people have any interest in him or them as a couple, her by proxy, she's the anvil on that family. It's because he's Princess Diana's son. That's the only reason. Even being the son of King Charles, it's people still love Diana. They will never get over her death or how they feel she was treated by the royal family. And Prince Harry, try as he may to draw parallels between his mom and Meghan Markle, it will never work. I tell you this, if Princess Diana were alive today and she were selling jam, I would buy it by the 5-gallon vat. I loved that woman. I love that she flew the middle finger to the royal family with her revenge dresses and, her naughty male mistresses and her cavorting on yachts and all of it. Like everyone else, my heart broke when she died. And I felt that it was so sad and so incredibly unfair the way she was taken from her boys. But Meghan Markle is not Princess Diana. There's nothing about her. Do you look at her and go, I aspire to that life? Do you look at her and go, stars, they're just like us. There's nothing about her that is normal. There's nothing about her that is aspirational. There's nothing about her that is particularly tasteful.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
But now she's got this hideous, pointless project on Netflix because they are trying to cobble anything together to justify the tons of millions that they spent on these two boobs. So she's got, this lifestyle brand coming out, American Riviera Orchard, which means nothing because Montecito was never really called the American Riviera, as we learned in that scathing Vanity Fair profile of the pair. But she's trying to sell like jams and marmalades, and no one really cares what she's selling. No one's going to buy it. It's all very ordinary. I would much rather buy Martha Stewart hand towels on Amazon than spend way too much money for recipes that she has cribbed from other people. And that's what has happened, according to the reporting on her Netflix show. So she's got the show With Love. Meghan. No one loves Meghan. Meghan has no love in her heart, apparently, by all accounts. And the accounts are voluminous at this point. She is an angry, vengeful sociopath. So there's a lot of anger in her heart. There is no love. It should not be called With Love, Meghan. You are not going to rebrand the perception of this woman. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of upside for her. She is not going to become Martha Stewart. She is not going to become Jessica Alba. She's not going to become anyone who transitioned to a lifestyle maven because she doesn't have original ideas. The only thing she was selling was the royal family was so racist toward me. That only plays for so long. And even that one note went sour after a couple months. So Harry laid himself bare. He blew up his family. They don't want him back. They don't trust him. They think that he is an ungrateful turncoat who, doesn't have any empathy for his family, including his dad and his sister-in-law, both stricken with cancer. And at this point, Meghan, and he's bad. He's stupid. That whole enterprise was an absolute waste of time. But she no longer has that sort of animosity and revenge to capitalize on. So she's trying to sell jams and gingham napkins. Go wad them up and shove them up your honey hole, sister, because no one cares. No one's going to buy it. Netflix has a series of stores like the King of Prussia Mall in Pennsylvania and the Dallas Galleria, where they're going to hawk stuff from Netflix shows. And I guarantee you, people might go, but they're not going to buy it. With people still reeling from inflation. We're still, eggs have doubled in price. We're still at a point where if we make extravagant purchases, it has to be for something that is absolutely going to change our lives. It is not going to be for something ordinary, mediocre, or something that has been outright stolen from someone else. I'd much rather go to the original source. Frankly, I would rather grow and jar my own strawberry jam than waste a dime on that rancid harpy who is trying so hard. And right now, unless they are going to reanimate Princess Diana, there's nothing that she will do to save her reputation. She is only digging herself in deeper and making it worse. She blew her world up, and all of this phony baloney hucksterism is not going to save it. This has been Kennedy Saves the World. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with the Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.